Okay, this is recording from now on.
Okay, awesome.
Levels are good. Alberto, what have you been thinking about this morning as you've sat on this bench in the sun?
Okay. So today I'm actually off. It wasn't, I was supposed to work, but I took a day off and I just checked outside the window and I saw the nice weather. I think it was 8:30, and I decided, okay, I'm gonna go and play at the park, and that's what was my first thought in the morning. I just wanted to, enjoy the sun and just being able to play my handpan in the park and just be outdoor basically. That was the main thought.
That's so the sun immediately gave you a train of thought. Just the weather itself was just like, right, okay, this is setting my agenda for the day.
Exactly, yeah.
You've got this handpan on your lap. Just explain what a handpan is, because most people will be unfamiliar with it. They might have heard the noise, but they don't know. If I could describe it, it's a large metal disc, which is about the size of a very, very large saucepan.
Yeah, exactly.
Two large saucepans kind of joined together.
Yeah,
but you'll probably give it a better description.
Yeah, the UFO. I do sound healing, sound baths and stuff like that, and meditation classes. Yeah, and I was looking. I play different instruments, and I was looking to something to add on my list. And I'm learning piano as well, and I thought, let's just buy one of these. So this handpan, this instrument is being created in 2000 in Switzerland by two guys.
So it's a quarter of a century old, if we can give it a history.
Yeah, exactly. And it's as you describe, it's a sort of like UFO with notes. Right. So this is D minor tune.
Right, so it's tuned to a certain scale, so you can get different scales.
Yes.
You can tune it to different ways.
Definitely.
And around the edge of it, in the centre and around the edge, are little dimples.
Yes, which are the notes.
Those are the notes.
And this is a D minor scale.
That's a beautiful sound.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful sound.
Yeah, it's also, I'm just learning. I bought like 3 weeks ago. That's I use it for my meditation classes because it's a very calming sound. It's very grounding, and that's I'm just outside here because I'm very inspired to be outdoor and just find different patterns and melodies.
When I was cycling along here and I saw you were sitting here with it on your lap, you weren't playing. Were you just like putting yourself in the right frame of mind before you started playing? Yeah,
I think the vitamin D from the sun, I was very attracted about it. Sometimes it takes a moment. We kind of like always rushing and going around, and sometimes we miss these little moments. Even it's a nice sunny day. Why not just going out and just be there?
The meditation, the sound baths, the sort of healing, musical and otherwise that you do, where did your journey in that start? When did you first either come across it or get attracted to that way of, treating yourself or treating other people?
Yeah, so I think I'm always been interested about meditation and let's call it spirituality in general, even if I don't like the terms itself.
Right.
But back in when it was, I think, just before COVID, I was used to manage bars. I was working crazy amount of hours. I was having difficult time struggling with my mental health, and I was used to have a not super healthy lifestyle, let's say it that way. Okay.
I can imagine if you're managing bars.
Exactly. So as we all do in this time, we Google we Google it. What do I do when I'm stressed? And meditation was one of the things that came up.
It was as simple as that.
Yeah.
Right.
So I got into it, and I started to practice meditation, and I found very hard to focus and sit still. And
So you started it on your own,
on my own.
and you just thought, okay, I'm going to just look at some courses online. I'm just going to try and follow what they say and see if it has some kind of effect on me.
Exactly.
So you didn't go to a class. You were just like, let me
No.
just try this.
Yeah. Also because it was during COVID, so nothing was happening.
Ah, of course.
Yeah.
Strange times.
Yeah.
Strange
And
times.
so I started, and I got kind of passionate, but I was, I don't know, what do I do? You know, when I sit still, what do I have to do? So when COVID ended, I found a course, a teaching course, meditation, mindfulness meditation teaching course. And I went to Oxford, I did it, and I came back with more awareness about what is meditation. And since then...
So that course in Oxford definitely took you forward in your understanding.
100%.
And it was a teaching course. So
Yeah.
so already you were looking at if I think it works for me a bit, I can also spread the word a bit. So you wanted it not just to be a singular journey, but you wanted to be involved with other people doing the same.
So at the beginning, I didn't know I wanted to do I wanted to become a teacher or work in any kind of environment, well-being environment. I did it for myself.
Yeah.
I did it because I needed some inner work on improvements and yeah, that's the main thing. After I was a musician before. I mean, I played instruments before since I was a teenager, and I added a sound healing course.
Right.
So, what I'm doing, I'm blending meditation and sound together.
And you're right. So the skills you've already got, the music skills, right, and now it's so you're putting together in a new way. It's interesting that having been a musician and run bars, in some ways, that's how. I mean, it might be a silly comparison, but when people go to gigs, when people listen to music, when people drink alcohol in the bars, they're kind of trying to do a different kind of self-healing in a way.
Yeah.
They're trying to find the good times.
Yeah.
Would you say there's any connection with what you're doing and how people try to find enjoyment? Because self-healing is usually quite a serious thing.
Yeah.
And you have to take yourself seriously
Yeah.
when you do meditation, etc. Is there also a joyous element to it? Is there a letting go? Is there the same kind of thing as you get from a gig or a drunken night?
That's an interesting question. So I was discussing with some friends that are on the same journey. I'm sober now, 5 years.
Okay.
And in some sort of way, those days where I don't want to say like a more fun, but there's an element when you're going out and you drink that makes the night a little bit, after 10 years you can still tell the stories.
It sharpens the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So since I got sober, I can't say that I never had fun. I did have fun, and I find joy in what I'm doing now. In the quiet nights at home, or when I do meditation, when I teach meditation and do sound baths. It's sort of like a different path.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy the messiness as I'm enjoying the stillness now. It's just different.
When you talk about being sober for a number of years, did you get to the point where you thought, I need to make a change because the drinking that I'm doing is not having the desired effect? Did you feel I have a problem?
So I wasn't one of those guys that were waking up in the morning and just like having a drink, but because I was working behind the bar, alcohol was a big part of my life because I was interested. Let's go and try this cocktail and this cocktail bar. Let's go and try this place. Let's try this spirit. So I was kind of like a drinking every day. I wasn't, waking up and just like drinking pints. But, when I was starting to work in the evening at 5 p.m., there was definitely some drinking. And when you finish your shift, there's more drinking, and it's like early morning, and it's a kind of like
and you're chasing the night.
Yeah, it's a difficult life. So needed to be changed. I realized that I was very unhappy, and I had everything.
That's see, that is a really interesting sentence. I realised I was unhappy, but I had everything.
Yeah,
So everything that you had suddenly was not giving you joy.
exactly.
That's it's quite a difficult realisation, that,
Yeah,
because it also questions everything about what you're doing. Question that kind of realisation is like, what am I doing? Why am I doing it? What is life about? Was it one of those moments where you just came to a crossroads?
yeah, 100%. I was thinking about, okay, I've got the job I wanted. I moved from Italy 10 years ago, and I wanted to be in hospitality, and I wanted to work in that specific bar, which at one point I became the manager of that specific bar.
Oh wow, you achieved your goals.
Yeah, I achieved my goals. And at one point, I was living in a beautiful place in London, in Hackney, and I had a very good relationship, and I was able to go outside and enjoy a restaurant and do whatever I wanted.
Enough pay to enjoy
Enough
yourself.
pay to enjoy, to do whatever
Social
I wanted.
life.
Social life, right?
See, that sounds perfect.
Yeah, that sounds like a
It
perfect life.
sounds perfect.
And yet, I was unhappy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was that a slow dawning realization? Did something happen when suddenly one day you were just like, hold on? Or was it just a slow feeling that grew?
I mean, I think that I was building up, and I think I was looking for happiness in the wrong place. Just outside. I was looking for materialistic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking that, living in a nice house was, making me happy. I was thinking that, having a good relationship was making me happy. I was thinking that everything outside was making me happy. And when I realized that the happiness doesn't come from outside but comes from within, then when I unlocked something else. And this realization came because meditation, because you are observing, and when you are observing so much, you learn how the universe you have within yourself is acting. And when you made friends with all your struggles and your demons and everything, then when you can realize how to react, and when you react in a nice way, then when peace comes and happiness comes. It doesn't matter what's happening around you, how much money you have in the bank account, but the peace that I achieved, that what makes me, happy, and there's nothing that can destroy that anymore.
Oh, nice. That you've put it so well. You've put it so. That's a really nice description you've given. So you feel where you are now is it there is an inner strength.
Yes.
To how you feel.
Exactly. I feel the core within myself is strong enough. Of course, that there will be day, probably that I feel a bit sad or angry, but I'll be able to notice it fast and just go back to my standard, vibes in probably less time, rather than hold on to it for ages, days, months, years. Yeah.
Could you have made this journey but kept the job in the bar and kept the lifestyle and kept the sort of social situation that you had? Could you have just done this in your own time, or did you have to make a definite change to life to actually get to where you are?
Yeah. So it's difficult to answer. Who knows? The only thing I know is, COVID and lockdowns are being awful for so many people and for me as well. But time stopped, and I have time to think. I clear my mind from all the worries, all the job duties, and I always recommend people to take some time off. Doesn't matter if it is one day, it is like a month, it is a week. Just take some time off because your brain can see clearly.
So you have to have time off
Yeah.
to kind of give yourself space to
Yes.
do that thinking. You
100%.
can't just do it on a break from the bar,
No,
and you can't just do it on a Sunday evening.
no. I think, I needed some times off, and I believe that I needed to get sober as well, because sobriety gives you so much mind clarity, and a better mood for sure, and a lot of other things. After 6 months, I felt I was a superhero. Just
Oh,
like
wow.
so much strength, so much energy. Just alcohol is terrible. Said the bartender. So yeah, I feel that the journey was, was perfect for me. Taking a break, get sober, and start some stuff for myself, meditation, or anything. And my path is mine. I don't think that other people need to follow mine, but they
Yeah.
need to find the way that is perfect for them.
Yeah.
If it makes sense.
Yeah. Do you regret anything about your life to date, or do you just say that happened, so this can happen?
100%. Yeah. I don't have regrets, man. It's and it's not been simple, but
Because it sounds like it's been a simple transition.
yeah, it sounds like it has been simple, but it's been a hell of a ride.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Yeah. And
Why?
yeah.
Why has it been a hell of a ride?
Well-
rather than just simply disengaging from one life and creating another.
So basically, the hardest things about getting sober, I thought, was, I was going to crave alcohol after, stopping.
Yeah, the physical
The
craving.
physical craving. And it wasn't like that. It was all the people I had around, the drinking friends.
Yeah.
They were gone, All gone.
Oh, gone, as
Yeah.
in they didn't want to be part of your life if you weren't going to be part of their life.
Yeah, kind of.
Ah,
And then, what's the
yeah.
point for me as a sober person hanging around with people that get smashed every weekend?
That's interesting. Oh, okay, so that's quite difficult.
Yeah.
Because then you're suddenly like,
I'm lonely.
well, what was our relationship then?
Yeah.
If it was just the good times and the alcohol,
Yeah.
and then I'm no longer, they don't want me around, or I don't want to be part of that. If we're not doing the same thing, then where's the relationship?
Exactly. And so,
That's tricky.
So you find yourself in a completely different world, and I had to rebuild everything. I have to rebuild friendship. I have to rebuild connection. Everything, man.
Did
it was
you-
just
did you-
like starting from zero.
So that sounds quite lonely too.
Yeah,
did,
yeah.
did you suddenly feel that you, and was that when you just had the feeling like the alcohol would have been the simple answer, because the loneliness came from disengaging with the alcohol, and the alcohol gives the social.
Yeah.
It's kind of a
Exactly. Alcohol is a big part of for human beings, for a community.
yeah.
Hey, I'm getting married. Okay, let's get some drinks.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my birthday. Oh, let's get some drinks.
Yeah. It's the
Oh,
end of the day.
yeah.
Let's get some drinks.
Yeah. Every time is a good excuse for having a find. But yeah, I mean, it's great. I met so many people that are in this journey as a sober sobriety journey, and
Yep.
they have powerful stories. They're beautiful human beings. I'm not saying that those people that drinks they're horrible. No?
Yeah.
They're still amazing people, and but yeah, for me, I think that's needed, man, needed. So I'm happy the way it is.
And the building up of the new lifestyle, and the way you sort of, how has it evolved? Because you can't just
Yeah.
kind of write down a list on a piece of paper and then sort of build something like that. It kind of has to evolve on its own. Was it through the meditation courses? Was it through meeting other people, going to communal events where you were all kind of going in the same direction? Was that it?
Yeah, basically I started to do healthy things.
Yeah.
Going to the sauna, go to men's circles or events
Yeah.
where focused on well-being, ecstatic dance. So I started to meet people, interesting
So
people.
ecstatic dance is dancing when you're not in a nightclub. What is it?
Exactly.
Daytime.
It's the
kind-
daytime thing, and you connect with people, not talking with them, but just like looking at each other, dancing together. You're not allowed to talk, at least in the one I was going. So
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
been to one. So you're all dancing,
Yeah, no alcohol involved.
no alcohol involved, Who's playing the tunes?
There's a DJ.
Right. Is it normal tunes or is it special tunes?
It's a sort of like electronic music.
Yeah.
With some ambient.
Is it quite trancey? Is it kind of? Are you supposed to lose yourself in the beat so you kind of lose your inhibitions as you? Is there a change between the first 10 minutes and the last 10 minutes?
I think that's probably a little bit of hypnotic kind of vibes.
Yeah.
I guess. At least the one I was, the one I went a few times.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of like ambient vibes and a little bit of looping kind of things there where you can lose yourself a little bit.
I can imagine.
in a good way.
I can imagine the first time you went to it, you were a bit trepidation, and you were just like, "Is this going to work?"
Yeah.
And did it take you a little while to get into it?
Yeah. I to be honest, I grew up listening like rock music and punk, so I'm not really.
So you're kind of guitar kind of guy.
But yeah, so I tried it, and the first time was weird because I feel a bit goofy when I danced and.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. I think it's good. Trying different things. Just go out of your comfort zone as well.
So being uncomfortable. It wasn't you were seeking to be uncomfortable. You were comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah. 100%.
The men's circle, the men's group,
Yeah.
the men's talking thing. What was that? What was the setup?
Yeah, it was a bunch of guys meeting every like a couple of weeks or something like that. I've been in 2 different groups.
Right.
And just I think there was like a different activities every time. And
So there's a theme to it. It's not you just
Yeah.
get. It's not just you sit in a circle and someone goes right. What are we going to talk about? But there's a.
Yeah. It's just like a different topics every time. It can be meditation can be involved, or what else? Journaling,
Yeah.
or like a one-to-one conversation between whoever picks you up.
Right.
Or,
So you
and-
split into little groups.
Yeah,
and sort of try and
exactly,
explore something.
and just let out whatever you needed to let out, and being.
Does it have to be really sort of deep and meaningful and personal and tears flowing? Are you trying to reach that point of connection, or can it be quite everyday and?
Yeah, I don't think they need to be in that way always.
No.
If somebody you do also. You can take it seriously, or you can just go in there and just have a chat with some dudes that maybe understand what I'm going through, and
It
doesn't need to be heavy.
also everyone's coming from different angles.
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
all there for one purpose. You're
Exactly.
all there for many different.
Yeah.
Purposes.
I think it's good. It's good to go in those groups, even if you feel great.
Yeah.
You don't need to be desperate to reach out to seek for help. You know, just hanging around with people, basically having connection.
Was there? Do you think there's a reason why the gendered bit of it works? That rather than it being a mixed group, the fact that it's a men's group, does it simplify it? Does it focus it in a different way? I mean, you were trying it, and you tried 2 different groups. Would it have been different if it had been mixed men and women?
So my very sincere opinion is I prefer mixed groups.
Yeah.
I tried this men's circle because it's been suggested to me,
Yeah.
and I tried it. I liked it, but I believe in terms of like, let's call it healing groups or whatever whatever you're doing for your well-being. I think it's good to share with everyone. It doesn't matter the colors of your skin, the gender, the religion. Those are all barriers, I think. More you try to divide people, divide in a good way, but create different groups. I kind of like when everybody's involved. I don't use so much social media, but if in my classes everybody's welcome, just like let's come over. Doesn't matter the age, just come over.
You mentioned my classes. Tell me about leading other people through these kind of sessions,
Yeah.
whether it's in whatever way you do it, using whatever tools you've got.
Yeah.
That being a teacher kind of puts you into a different level of understanding. I used to be a teacher way back in the day, and I remember it's quite a complex human interaction.
Yeah,
Teaching.
it is.
I mean, you learn more than anyone else when you're
Yeah,
teaching,
very true.
almost in a
Yeah.
way. Have you found that actually the process of teaching has taught you?
I think it's difficult. It's very difficult. I struggle, putting myself in front of a group.
Oh wow! So it's quite a challenge. It's not a natural
Yeah.
thing for you to just step up and
No,
lead. So you've had to push yourself into that.
Yeah, sometimes I got like 10 people looking at me and I don't know what to say.
Yeah, and they're going, "What now?"
Yeah.
And you're like,
I think that for me, I mentioned as well, like I didn't figure it out life. I'm just part of it. And
right.
you
and do you make that clear to the classes when you're with them?
Yeah.
It's like, I haven't got the answers.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure it out.
I'm trying to figure it out
Which
with-
kind of levels?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm better
Yeah.
or worse than anybody.
Yes. Let me lead you by the hand because I know the way.
Yeah.
That's not what you're saying.
No, I try to do my best, and if I do something wrong, then okay, lesson learned. It's still a process where I'm understanding what I have to do. Sometimes I believe that I had brilliant classes. Sometimes I finished my class and I was like, oh fuck. I don't know if I will pay for that. But yeah, I think it's a process, man. We're all human beings. We're trying the best in life to, achieve something, find our own place, find our own balance. So that's what I'm trying to do with people, but, can't guarantee perfection.
Which is and yeah, are we reaching full perfection? Are we where we're reaching for is a whole other discussion too. It sounds, Alberto, from everything you've said, the change that you've made in your life, the sort of positive vibes you're feeling as a result, the way you've kind of created a new way of being. It sounds like it's all going in one direction, which is positivity.
Yeah.
And better understanding.
Yeah.
Do you have that confidence that is what is happening? Or there's sometimes setbacks? Do you sometimes go backwards, 2 steps forwards, 1 step back? Can you sometimes be in the dark times and not know how to get out? Like, have you got enough tools now to keep yourself where you are?
Yeah, I think right now, and I'm speaking because I'm being in prolonged time where I was very unhappy and sad.
Right.
And in constant, struggling to breathe, that kind of heaviness.
It got to that
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of...
for years.
For years?
Yeah.
And was that after you made the change, or was that before you made the change?
Both.
Both?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, so this hasn't been easy.
Yeah. So now I think I found the place I want to be. And I kind of so 2026 I've got a calendar, and I put a cross on those days where I feel not great, and since January it's one cross.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, so I think
brilliant.
Yeah,
well done, you.
Yeah, I think now
that's incredible.
I've got the tools to keep my happiness, my peace at a good level. I'm not saying it's gonna be always like that. Probably I'm gonna go back to feel rubbish again. Who knows? But for now, let's think about today. I don't do much plans, but I try to keep things as positive as I can. Be kind with people, and just try to enjoy the small things in life. This is very important to me. We're always like, oh, I want to do massive stuff, but just dude, sit on a bench and just enjoy the sun. That's already enough.